Sacramento loves to have a parade. It loves to have a festival. It's something that's ingrained in the community going back to the gold rush. We had all kinds of festival activities. We celebrated great events like the Transcontinental Telegraph. Celebrated the Transcontinental Railroad. We celebrated the Pony Express. We celebrated gold discovery, or at least acknowledged it, many times in our history. And the parades were enormous events. They were staged like military exercises. The Transcontinental Railroad completion was scheduled to be on the 9th of May, and the railroad wasn't done. It didn't get done until the 10th. That didn't stop them. I hadn't had the parade anyway. The parade for that was, if I remember right, it's 9.5 hours long. And it was a huge thing lined up. That's typical of parades in Sacramento. Not that long, but the typical. When the Festival of Lights occurred, celebrating the introduction of electricity to Sacramento, they had a 5.5 hour long parade. They only had 25 floats. They just ran them around in a circle and kept bringing them back through. It was just as good the second and the third and the fourth time. But the community got out. I mean, it really culminates in some people with the Irish festivals that were held here, and they were just enormous events. People cascaded out on the streets in the 60s and 1960s and 1970s. The streets were full of people for parades. When the K Street Mall was built, it just put an end to the parade business. But it's a very interesting thing that when I came to work here, the gentleman who ran the convention center and Memorial Auditorium was a guy named Sam Burns. And Sam had a saying he used to go over and over: if there's one thing I can sell in Sacramento, it's history. And I think they've done it over and over very, very successfully. What is also interesting is that we started to ramp up in our interest in history and historical organizations beginning in the 1960s. And I think it really has a lot to do with the development of Old Sacramento. But when I came to work for the city in the mid-1960s, there were two sizable historical organizations in the community. One in Sacramento for Sacramento County, the County Historical Society. The other one was in Folsom. That isn't to say there weren't a few others out there, but they were not very large organizations. Today, there's over 100 historical groups in this community.